Soren Anderson.
Hi, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to talk tonight. My name is Soren Anderson. I'm working with this group to collect signatures to propose an amendment to the city charter that would clarify that owners can live with who they want in their home as long as they're not rent-paying tenants. I have a story. I have a close friend who last summer, she was living in East Lansing. I'm sorry, not East Lansing, Lansing. And there was an act of violence close to her house, and these people actually threatened her. She did not feel safe living in the place she was. So she had some friends that lived here in East Lansing, an older couple, just living the two of them in a very large home, 3 or 4 bedrooms, multiple extra bedrooms. And so she, both because of these safety reasons, and also she knew she was going to need to have a down payment saved up to buy another home, her next spot, lived with them rent-free for I think about 8 months. So this was both for safety reasons and economic reasons in order to get back on her feet to where she could find safer housing. My reading of the East Lansing Code is that this is actually not legal, that this situation was not legal. Just kind of repeating some of what Sherry said, it's very clear, occupancy of any dwelling by any person other than the owner of record shall be presumed to require a rental license. A rental unit is any dwelling occupied for occupancy by any person other than the owner's family, or a guest. You go to the definition of guest. A guest is someone that's living in this home for less than 30 days at a time, or 60 days total in a year. There are some exceptions. A rental license is not required for family occupancy, and then there's a separate definition for what constitutes a family, and then a whole host of other kind of temporary things like house sitting, or after a home sale, or an exchange student, or a visiting clergy, and so on. The domestic servant Patrick referred to. So a set of exceptions. And then if you look to the definition of a family, it's very clear. A family is persons. A family is persons classified. Constituting a family shall be limited to husband, wife, son, daughter, father, mother, brother, sister, grandfather, grandmother, grandson, granddaughter, aunt, uncle, stepchildren, and legally adopted children. Close friend that needs a place to stay for a few months to get back on their feet is not included in that definition. There's a broad definition for a domestic unit. It's broad in the sense that as long as it's kind of a family-like unit, it can include a large number of people, not necessarily blood relatives. But it's very clear, a collective number of individuals living together whose relationship is of a regular and permanent nature, not someone that needs a place to live because they're unsafe for 3 or 4 months, has a domestic character or demonstrable recognizable bond. I mean, these were close friends. They're not a family. They're not providing basic material needs for their other. It's just like, hey, I need a place to live for a few months until I can save up enough money to buy a safe home. Not included. And it's very explicit. It does not include a group whose sharing of a house is not to function as a family, but merely for convenience and economics. So I don't think this was convenient for her. It was a safety issue. She was physically threatened by some people, did not feel safe in her own home. But it was, so it was not convenient, but it was just partly to save money. It was partly for economics. So our proposed amendment would address this issue by clarifying that if I'm living in my own home, I should be able to have my sister, if she wants to move to Michigan and needs a place to live for 6 months, she should be able to stay with me. That's included. But her partner is not included. Like, if I have a house to myself, I should be able to have my sister and her partner live with me without worrying that I could get fined for that kind of thing. So this proposed amendment, which Patrick read, would clarify that. And I think I've talked to dozens of people trying to collect signatures. People are actually quite shocked when they learn, when I just read to them what is included in the city charter. They're shocked, angry, they're upset. They have used words like disgusting in reference to that type of thing. So I think we really need to fix this. So please consider supporting this. Thank you.
Thank you. Is it Hewitt or Harnett? Hewitt, thank you.